All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me today and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. Let's go and get started. Dow Jones futures down 46 points. NASDAQ up about 11 points, pretty flat. S&P futures down about 4. Russell is up 0.27%. Crude oil continues to climb, up 1.79%, 102.36 a barrel. 321 for gasoline futures, up nearly 2%. Gold continues to rise, 0.18%. Silver up 0.52%. Taking a look at the dollar index, they're continuing to go higher, 100.45 on the index. The VIX 24.29 up 0.12%. So again, relatively flat. Euro dollar is flat as well, 108.21. 125.89 up 49 pips for the dollar yen. Let's see here. Bitcoin futures right now 39,725. Ethereum is right above that 3,000 level. As we know, crypto has been kind of going in line with the NASDAQ. So again, if you see the NASDAQ higher, it's usually because crypto is higher too. They kind of run in tandem. So we got some news today. PPI, this is Producer Price Index. Final demand month over month for March was higher than expected, 1.4% versus the estimate of 1.1%. The previous was 0.8%. PPI, excluding food and energy, this is core for March month over month, 1% versus a 0.5% estimate. PPI, excluding food and energy, year over year, 9.2% versus 8.4% estimate. So again, final demand, 11.2% year over year versus 10.6% estimate. So PPI comes in higher than expected, not as good as CPI did. DAL reported earnings today. Adjusted EPS is negative $1.32 versus the estimate of $1.26. Revenue $8.16 billion versus the estimate of $8.12 billion. Passenger revenue $6.91 billion versus the estimate of $7.07 billion. Adjusted loss per share is $1.23. As we stated, estimated loss is $1.26. So I have $1.23 as the loss per share. The adjusted EPS. Then another one is saying $1.32. Let me get the confirmation. Okay, so this one is wrong. Let me undo this one. So it's $1.23 loss, not $1.32. So it was better than expectations. Delta's report is very encouraging. March adjusted TRASM inflected to positive versus 2019, making the first month of positive unit revenue versus 2019 since the start of the pandemic. Consumer demand accelerated through the quarter. So that's something that I've been kind of talking with Investment Club, is that we're getting a focus now. We're getting a little bit of a pivot from buying stuff to doing stuff. So again, more travel, more leisure is what I'm looking at, instead of apparel, instead of things, electronics. That was during the pandemic. Again, obviously clothing, now people are going back to the office. Clothing will probably get a little bit of a bump, but travel is something I really want to focus on. I do own some DAL shares. They are up this morning, $40.72, but I'm watching the ETF called JETS. Now, this is the ETF for airlines. UAL, AAL, DAL is all in it. Alaska Airlines, Southwest Airlines, you name it, they got it. And that's something that I'm looking to buy a position in. I have an alert at 1948. I love the fact that Delta showed strong consumer demand. They said demand is at an all-time high. That was according to Yahoo Finance. So again, 1948, that's what I'm looking for to buy some JETS ETF. That's the airline ETF. So let's see if we can get there with a drop. Maybe earnings are not as great, but again, the demand is what I want to see. As long as people want to fly, I believe that the company will come around together. Airlines will come back. People will start flying. These companies will get profitable. This is the time where I want to get in. Again, I want to take a look at this level here at 1948 to possibly buy in. Just got also some news here that Qualcomm raises their dividend 10.3%, 75 cents from 68 cents. The yield is 2.2%. We do own shares of Qualcomm, so that's great to hear. JPM, the other one, big earnings report. $2.63 versus $2.73 estimate. You can see it here. Managed revenue $31.7 billion versus $30.5 billion. Authorizes $30 billion share repurchase. That's great. Corporate and investment bank revenue $13.5 billion versus $14.6 billion. That's negative year over year. Banking revenue negative year over year, according to this quarter. And markets and investor services down 8% year over year. Revenue was better than expected. Equity sales and trading revenue was expected. Fixed income was better than expected. That's important. But the EPS was a little down. According to Jamie Dimon, he is bullish on the market short term. Good to hear. But again, the Russia-Ukraine thing did hurt their bottom line as they do have exposure to Russia. So again, that's something I really wanted to see. The banks showed me something good. DAL showed me something good. So again, even though the EPS wasn't there, revenue was there in certain markets. Again, demand is there from DAL. I'm going to deep dive a little bit into those JPM numbers and see how the consumer is acting. Are they spending on their credit card? Are we getting that kind of that backdrop of the not buying stuff to doing stuff? That's something that I really want to see. Again, if we start getting that lineup of consumer spending and travel, those are really two big parts of the economy, because travel really does affect and permeate among other industries. Think of rental cars, hotels, all that good stuff. To me, it's kind of like a smaller type of housing sector where housing pays for so many things, appliances, construction, and services as well. But let's see where JPM goes in terms of, or what they said in terms of credit card spending. That's something I really want to read. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal on it. I'm going to go ahead and read that right after the bell's open, because I am a shareholder of JPM. If you look on the hourly chart, we're near oversold. I'm probably going to go ahead and add some shares of JPM here. Let's see how we open. Good morning, guys. Let's see, SPY. I do have SPY calls. I don't have SPY calls. Looking at SPY this morning, let's see here. We're slightly down. Again, pretty flat. Still got to hold 437.07. If that does break, then we're going to have to go short on SPY and see how far we can go down. But again, not tons of good news out there. PPI was weak. Mortgage applications was better than expected as people want to lock in their rates before rates go higher. JPM, I like the quarter, and DAL, I definitely like the quarter. Thoughts on Apple for today? Let's take a look at it. Apple is down about 10 cents pre-market. Let's see if we can go ahead and get that boost. Again, it's all in the NASDAQ. Let's see if we get that continuation. Need a break of 169.73. I do own calls on it. Good morning, Carlos. Thoughts on JPM? Yeah, I just spoke about it. Again, I may be adding to my position on JPM as we're starting to get into oversold conditions. I like the quarter. I just want to read about the credit card spending. Do you think we're going to be bearish now? As long as we hold above 43.71, that's really what I'm looking for. If we hold that above, then yes, I'm still bullish. But again, if we break below, there's going to have to be puts time. It's going to have to be shorts time. So I have no problem with that. But again, let's see if we can break that, because we've been holding on so far the last couple of days. Let's see. So are we selling? Are you selling at the open? No, I'm not selling anything at the open. No. NVIDIA, por favor. NVIDIA, I am definitely getting close to buying some more. Obviously, we're getting close to oversold. And again, $200 is exactly my target to buy some more NVIDIA. I'll be happy to buy some more. But in terms of trading it, there's nothing really to do here, because you're getting close to 200. I mean, you could do 200 puts if that's what you wanted, but again, we're still getting to near oversold condition on the RSI. You could take a look at NVIDIA here. I'll put RSI on a daily, and you can see we're getting very near to oversold. And last time we did hit that oversold, we got a nice little bop. What is all this stagflation stuff? Well, again, what we have is inflation, but there's nothing to indicate stagflation because growth hasn't slowed. We haven't got a new GDP report with the inflation. So the word stagflation means of what we used to have in the late 70s, but we don't have it here according to the data as of yet. What? Sorry, not selling at the open. Are you short? Are you shorting at the open? No, I just want to see. Remember, the first 30 minutes of the market, I definitely want to see what's happening first. I'm not running in to do anything. Again, a lot of it you have to see churn, you have to see what's moving, and you have to see what's bouncing or falling. And I want to be sure before what I do anything right before 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is kind of, to me, when the bell rings for traders. 9:30 is to see where you want to close out of. But other than that, I'm not in a rush to buy anything, no, or to do anything as of yet. JPM would probably be the first one that I'll be watching. Let's see if I can go ahead and possibly get in below 128. Let's see if I can buy some. But again, we are on oversold on JPM, so I might be adding more shares there. Again, I've been a shareholder of JPM now, and also of Goldman Sachs, the two banks that I own. When did you start trading options? Options was back in 2015. I started trading with Forex in 2014. So I did Forex all the way until 2018. 2018 is when I kind of stopped and I focused more on futures and options. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning. We'll catch you guys later for the aftermarket recap, see how the market did for the day. And we'll see where we go from here. I'll talk to you guys later. 43.71 is the key level. If not 44.20, a break above that, then again, we're going to get a little higher. We'll see you guys there. Cheers.